Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube. Thanks for joining today. I just wanted to go over two trades that I took this week on gold. I only traded gold for this week. So I just kind of wanted to show you how I entered and exited them. So it's really important that you pick max, I'd say, 2 to 3 pairs. And with gold, unless you have experience with it, I recommend doing like a currency pair like Euro USD or USD CAD if you're a beginner, just because it's a lot slower. Gold can be very complicated if you don't understand the system or don't have a proper strategy. And a consistent strategy is really what you need. So if you don't have that, it's best to just get experience from currency first. And then once you have some experience, once you start making money on EU or USD CAD or like a slower pair, you can start jumping in and studying gold and GJ, something that moves faster. So yeah, I recommend studying maybe even 2 pairs at the beginning. Once you understand the system, once it all makes sense and you start making money and you start seeing some consistent profits. Because honestly, there's people like that will market online. Oh, I made 100K in 5 minutes. I made this and this and this. And honestly, it's not realistic. It's not their actual real money. And you guys have to understand that. They do it for clicks. They do it so that you sign up and think that, oh, okay, well, I can make 100K in 5 minutes. And honestly, it's not realistic. There's also people that will be like, oh, okay, well, I got this payout and this payout. But what matters is consistent profits. What matters is compounding your account and really being profitable over time. Okay. So starting with gold, we can see that the major structure, it's never been higher than 955 and 954. So a couple of my members actually caught this trade. This is early in the morning for me. This is 6 a.m. So I wasn't up at this time. When I'm not entering trades at specific structures, like if I miss it, it's because I'm sleeping. So my time zone sucks. It's mountain time. So I'm taking trades anywhere from probably midnight to I'd say 3 a.m. And then I go back to bed. I sometimes set some alarms to just make sure it's going in the right direction, make sure everything's trending. Just because if you're in a consolidated market, it tends to be choppy and I got to get out quicker if it's not trending. So I'll set some alarms. But yeah, if you guys live in Europe, UK, Dubai, Australia, you guys have no excuses but to make this work because you literally have the best time zones. But yeah. So anyways, so basically let me just check my MT4 quick. So on the 26th, right here. Okay. So basically the confirmation of structure breaking is you want to have at least a 1 hour candle, like a higher time frame to break. If you jump down too soon on the lower time frames and you don't let at least a 1 hour break structure, you're going to go down way too soon. You're going to get in and you're going to get stopped out. So you need at least 1 hour to close. Now, that doesn't mean to enter after the 1 hour. So if this 1 hour closed and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to enter a sell here. Well, it's coming up to a buy reversal area. It's coming up to these two prices that could potentially reverse, which it did. It tried to break below. This was New York drop. It tried to break below. It ended up respecting these two prices. These two prices closed and it started to correct up. So the reason for that is because of the fact that this closed, this had a surge of sell orders, which created a little bit of an imbalance, honestly. Just an imbalance is basically a surge of orders that need to get filled to make it super simplistic. So this ended up testing into these two prices. It ended up respecting based on the left. We can see this was buy orders added in. So the same thing happened here. Okay. So then it basically came up to this structure. This was dinner time for me. So I was making dinner. I ended up entering here right before London came in. So it was 218. My exact entry was 2918.31. So literally like right in here. So basically what I was looking for is a break and test of this structure. Now, like I said, you can go down to lower time frames and basically get more price action. So this is exactly where I entered right here. So my confirmation was this ended up manipulating and then closed. It tested here. It tried to break above here, it closed, and then this was basically my entry right there. So technically, if you were paying attention at that specific time, again, it really just depends on what time you can focus on the market, what you're doing throughout the day. Everyone has jobs. So like when I had a full-time job working 12-hour days, I could only do New York session. So it really just depends. So realistically, the prime entry would have been here at 9:21 at this major structure, but I got in literally right after. Once you get in on a lower time frame, you have to go back up to the 1 hour. If you stay on the 15-minute time frame, there's so many 15-minute candles that you're going to get confused and price is going to correct and you're going to think it's going to come up to your entry and take you out and blah, blah, blah. So in regards to this, so I ended up entering and I put my stop loss just up here. So with gold, you can do, so some people use 40 to 50 pips just to give it room. But if you want to be more conservative, you could easily do 30. It really just depends on what time you're getting in at and also what time frame you're entering on. The lower you go, the better your stop could be. Realistically, I could do like a 15 pip stop, especially because I got in like right at that specific time. So anyways, so I ended up getting in at 9:18, and then basically we started rolling in with London. Okay, so this is where I went wrong. So I was expecting it to honestly hit this target, which it eventually did, but I was expecting that to happen. And so what I did wrong is I went to bed and basically I woke up here, literally right here, and it was literally close to my entry again. So what I should have done is I did set an alarm. I just didn't wake up, to be honest, but I should have set a take profit order to take me out at this first section. And so I could have got 235 pips. Instead, I woke up here and I ended up getting out. So I lost literally like more than half of my trade. I ended up getting 41 pips instead of 235. So that's the mistake that I did there. So anyway, point being is it ended up coming up to 2918. So this was early Tokyo. I don't usually enter early Tokyo because I'm taking out the dogs or I'm making dinner or whatever. But basically what's crazy about this is you can enter on that same price later on at the next session. So I could have entered at 2918 again. But again, I just wasn't focused at that time. So anyway, so that would have been a great trade. So the confirmation here is, okay, so let's say I took that trade again, the 918, put my stop loss above at the same price. And let's just say, okay, well, this obviously these two prices, 8, 9, what is that? 4 and 5 have to break below in order for me to extend my target. So here we go. We have our 1 hour candle. We have our 1 hour confirmation. And then we have our retest. So I ended up getting in here at the retest and it was at 289505. 289505, literally like right in here. So it was a break and test of structure. So I got in. I'll show you guys exactly what the time was. So it was after midnight. So I think I got, so it was literally right in here. Like literally right in here. It was let me just put the actual price. 289505. Yeah, so it was literally right in here. So this was my entry. And then basically I just put my stop loss like right above here. So then after you go on the 10-minute time frame, go back on the 1 hour and follow through. Okay. So it ended up respecting structure. It came up again during London. I was sleeping at this time. It came back up again to test in because they're adding orders. So it tested into this next zone at 80 and 79. Then basically it tested in again because London's coming in. They added more money to 2894 and then it continued down further. So then my thing was like, oh, okay, well, I think it's going to fill this wick. So I ended up taking profit last night at 286218. So literally right here. So my thinking to this, and obviously it dropped further and I missed out on a lot. Like I missed out on an extra like 300 pips. Realistically, I probably would have took profit here. So 230 pips I missed out on extra. So in this sense, what I did wrong was so not really wrong, but okay, so I thought this wick was going to fill, and then I thought this was going to correct further up to test into here. That's kind of what my thinking was. So before I went to bed, and since it's Friday today, I wanted to take profit. Realistically, what I should have done is I should have set a stop loss here, and then if it would have came up, it would have stopped me out and I would have got my profit. But again, like if I would have set it there, that would have been, I'm missing out on an extra like 68 pips. It's not a lot, obviously, because I missed out on so much here, but I don't know. I wanted to take profit before bed. That's kind of what I was thinking. So yeah, I thought I was going to correct here after filling this wick at 864. So I thought I was going to correct a little bit and then drop down. But anyway, if this wasn't Friday today, I probably would have held. Like if Friday was the next day, I would probably would have held, to be honest, and I would have set a stop loss there. So it just depends. Everyone's different in how they want to manage it. It's totally up to you. But anyway, so based off this price, so we got the wick at 864 and we got a couple other prices in here, 862. So basically what we're looking for is 864 and 862 have to break below in order for this to continue down. So obviously we have our 1 hour confirmation, we have our retest of structure, they added in more orders and then continued to the next zone. So obviously on the 1 hour, it starts to get a little bit messy on the left. So what you can do is actually go up to a higher time frame and then basically it's less price action and you can kind of see clear. I know my chart's a little bit messy, but you can kind of see clearly where we're headed. So gold is overall still bullish. Obviously, there's many levels and prices we need to break in order for this to become bearish. I do think we're going to hit 3000s eventually, but right now we are in a bearish correction. So I hope this made sense. You don't need to use high lot sizes either. Like for me, I've been trading for 10 years and I use like 1.25, 1.50. I think the max I've used on gold is $25 per pip. I know you'll see on social media that people will be using like crazy amounts, like $300 per pip, $400 per pip, and they'll have like 10 positions. It's not their real account. So just remind yourself that anytime you see someone promoting like profits all the time, majority of the time they're just marketers and they're fake. So really, really focus on what matters and what is realistic.